My favorite thing about you is that you have confronted, I think the how do you describe this man? He is I love him, but I hate him. Also, he famously rejected a famously turned down a Chrissie Mayr podcast interview invite. So that's it. We're gonna take no prisoners. You
Mhm.
you have confronted Zack Hample. You have called him out
Mhm.
on his wild ways. Uh, for people who don't know who Zack Hample, and you've done a couple videos on him. For folks who don't know who Zack Hample is, how would you describe him?
Zack Hample is a baseball superfan who goes around not just the country. He goes over to Japan and Asia, and I think he just went to Asia to uh, to catch foul balls, home run balls, practice balls. His whole life is balls, and he makes YouTube videos going around the world, traveling the country, catching balls, and making YouTube videos about it. And some people would say he could be aggressive sometimes when he catches the balls. Some people, um, a lot of people, because I like I said, you said I made a video where I yelled at Zach because I have a friend named Butch from Manayunk who he's 70 years old, and about a year or two ago he got a ball at Citizens Bank Park, but Zack Hample was going at the ball too at the same time,
Oh boy.
and my buddy Butch, he's a little bit crazy. He was like, "Yo, I had to box him out and put my ass out and box out Zack Hample," and I was I was kind of taken back by that because I'm like, my man Butch is collecting Social Security,
Oh
and
no.
I'm like, why is Zack Hample so aggressive about getting balls? And the very next day after I hear this story, I see Zack Hample. And whenever I see a famous person, and I'm going to, Zack Hample has a movie. Zack Hample has done talk shows. Like, I think he's done Conan O'Brien. I think he's even done the Jimmy Fallon Tonight Show. So he's
He's
done like,
been on Leno.
he's been on Leno. That Leno, he
He's been
did the
on
Leno
Leno.
Tonight Show. Would
Yeah.
you rather? Well, would I rather do Leno or Fallon? I guess
I think
Leno. I
I
think
think
Leno.
Leno. Yeah.
Yeah, I would rather do Leno. Although, no, yeah, I know some of the members of the Roots. I used to work at this parking lot where they would park their bus every day, and I would see them take their because they still live here because it's so expensive in New York. So they would take a bus every day, and they would meet at my parking lot that I was running, and it would be neat to see the Roots guys and say, "Hey, look, remember the guy from the parking lot? I'm on Jimmy Fallon." But I think Jimmy Fallon laughs too hard at his guest, and it drives me insane. Like I can't watch his videos because he laughs too hard. So I think I would rather be on Leno. But I don't like what he did to David Letterman. So I have too
Right.
much turmoil. I have too much turmoil. And none of the shit matters. Anyway,
It's
Zack Hample's
tricky.
success. See it, Pat. Zack Hample is successful. But I don't know how many balls he needs to get. He does this thing where he'll go to batting practices and he'll catch ball after ball after ball. And I believe he keeps one ball every game, but the rest of them he gives away to little kids. And I've seen it. Like, he will also be the first person to tell you that. He will be the first person to
Oh,
tell you.
he's a very good guy. He wants everyone to know.
He
Yeah.
does say that. Yeah, yeah. Um, uh, so it's comical. It's kind of comical to see what he does. So when I saw him, I said Zack Hample. When I see the celebrities, I don't like. I did this to Ben Simmons, Angel Hernandez, who's a bad umpire. Alex Rodriguez. I'm a big fan of Jim Norton, and I think the
You are?
ultimate.
Oh,
I'm
I love Jim. He's
I'm a
great.
huge fan of Jim Norton, and I've gone viral using his joke multiple times. When I see somebody famous and I don't like them, I go, Alex Rodriguez, you stink, and I don't like you. And I've done it to Zack Hample, and it's just the ultimate insult because it's not offensive, and it's just like really, really, it's like the most polite heckle ever. But it
They'll
also
definitely remember it though.
right, like people call me the polite heckler.
But yeah, Zack Hample, he's caught uh more than 12,000 balls.
Mm-hmm.
He's attended games at 63 different MLB stadiums. He loves to catch the first of something. He caught Mike Trout's first career home run, Alex Rodriguez's 3,000th hit. He also, I'm like interested in him because I'm like, is he autistic? What's going on? He's a little bit entitled. He comes from old money, like old Manhattan, New York City money. He lives on the Upper West Side. His
Mm-hmm.
family owns, he has a, a
A
family owns a
bookstore.
bookstore on like East 59th Street near Central Park. So that's
Mm-hmm.
like, that's a money location.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a rich kid,
Mm-hmm.
so he doesn't, you can tell, you're like, this is a guy who I don't think has to really work for a living or has never really
Yeah,
worked
I mean,
super hard for a living.
it, it's um. Yeah, I mean, you can't hate a guy for coming from money, and I mean,
It's not his fault, of
there,
course.
there, there are,
Sure.
there are, there are, and here's there's a plot twist in my Zack Hample feud. Is last week, I yelled at him about a year ago or 2 years ago, and then last week he was at the stadium. He was at the Phillies stadium, and I am friends with this kid, Luke, who works for the Phillies, and he knows I'm a YouTuber, and he always asks me if I could get him to meet Zack Hample, and Luke. Luke doesn't really understand that me and him are feuding or whatever. So anyway, I see Zack Hample at the place where my buddy Luke works, and I said, Zach, you got to come meet my buddy Luke. And he kind of just stopped and he saw it was me. And it was the video that it's that video right there. And we talked for about 5 minutes. And he was like, I don't understand why you're so mean to me. And, and I said, I don't think I'm being mean to you. I'm sort of, it's satirical. It's comedy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just busting your stones. Like, if you
You're
don't
just pulling his
understand,
pigtails. Yeah.
right? Yeah, if you don't understand why it's funny to make fun of you, I don't think I can explain why it's funny to make fun of you. While I was talking to him, I'm not a doctor, um, but he does seem very laser focused on catching balls, talking about his YouTube channel, and like he's very focused on catching baseballs. I don't know if he's autistic, um, but I just found out that I'm on the spectrum,
Did you
and
take a test or something, or did someone just
yeah,
say
well, I
you're
had
autistic?
I was talking to a therapist. I was diagnosed bipolar, and I was talking to a therapist, another therapist who isn't the therapist I've been talking to for a long time. And it turns out I might not be bipolar because I never really had a
Ooh.
crazy manic episode. It's crazy. I have such a low self esteem that sometimes I have confidence and I believe in myself. And I felt like that was being mania, but it wasn't.
I felt good about myself for once, and I
I have a
was
very
having an episode.
I have a very low opinion of myself. So once in a while, when I start feeling positive about myself, I feel like I'm manic. But then on the news, I'll see Kanye West when he's manic, and I'm like, there's no fucking
Right.
way I'm the same guy. So
No, you're fine.
I have ADHD. I definitely laser focus on my YouTube channel. That's why I make content every day. Like I have to. Otherwise, I feel like Rain Man when he doesn't see Judge Wapner or something feels wrong. So I don't know if he's autistic, but if he is, I kind of get it. You know, I kind
Not
of
that
under.
there's anything wrong with that. Yeah, some of my best friends have. We all have
I,
something.
I watched the Phillies games with a bunch of people called the Fandemic Crew, and we just realized like recently we're all fucking autistic. We all love baseball and stats and um, but yeah. So I really but now knowing that he's autistic or thinking that he may be autistic, I kind of changed my opinion a little bit. Like, oh, dude, just don't know no better, you know,
Right.
and that's what he wants to do. And if that's what he wants to do with his life, go around catching balls, All right, I get it. But
That's kind of you to show him a little grace. I'm gonna play a little bit of this clip of you trying to get Zach to meet your friend.
But my parents are here.
Oh,
Wow.
it's
Mom,
way
Dad,
more in the
how
video.
excited to meet Luke? Yeah. Okay, let's go meet Luke. Who's pitching tonight for us?
Nola.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right.
Keep going. Keep going.
Yep,
Keep going.
go.
This is Luke, who works in one of the stores. One of the
That's the
stadium
guy who
stores.
wanted to meet Zack Hample. It's like
Okay.
in the second half of the video.
Okay. Okay.
So that's my buddy Luke. I could keep going. I'll tell you one. Keep going.
I love this because you guys sit in, like, I always see your videos. You're sitting in like the uppermost corner.
You want to hear the crazy thing is my seats are behind home plate. I have season tickets. I go to every game, and my seats are behind home plate, first row or second row behind home plate, and they're amazing seats. I just go in that section because that's where all my friends are. Those are my seats. Those are my seats right there. That's where I usually sit, or I could sit, but I'd rather sit in the seats with my friends.
So this is where your friends are, kind of by up in, what would you call this area? The 300s?
It's 301. It's always fun in section 301. And people buy tickets and sit with us. Anybody could come and watch a game.
That's fun. This looks like our crew at Sullivan's, like after a Compound Media show. It's like the same vibes.
Yeah, I think everybody has a group of friends that you get together and you have a good time and you can just bust balls. A lot of ball busting. A lot of, we make fun of each other for our hobbies or what we're wearing. It's a lot of ball busting. It's a good time. We're like a second family for each other.
And then your actual season tickets it's this view right here.
Yeah, that's that view. Yeah. So I could be watching the game from there, but I'm hanging out with my friends.
I love it. That's what you do.
It.
Okay.
It was looking bad.
Yeah.
Now it's looking good. We didn't give up when they were losing.
No, of course not.
Okay.
What a sneak
No,
kid.
That's Zack Hample. You want to meet him, right?
Where is he?
Right there. Yeah, you want to meet him?
Well, you're not going to be rude to him,
I won't be.
You're not gonna be rude to him, are you?
Meet any YouTuber in baseball. Who would you want to meet?
Zack Hample.
Guess what?
He's right here.
That's what I did.
Look who I ran into. What? Yep.
Zach, what are you doing here?
I'm trying not to piss you off, Philly
Yeah,
Captain.
don't piss me off. Listen, Luke, be careful. Sometimes if there's a ball up here, he might don't knock over my Luke.
Hey, I'm very careful.
All right, you be very careful. All right, Zach, it's nice to meet you. I'm glad. Tell you what.
Let's go.
Whoa! All right, Zach, I'll see you on the internet, buddy.
See you on the internet.
Come on, Luke.
You work for the Phillies tonight, right? You know it, not the.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I follow you on Instagram.
Let's go.
Oh, he's afraid of you.
Yeah. He is. I felt bad too. I feel bad about it. I don't want anyone. I even in the beginning of that video. Know what the crazy thing about Zack Hample is? Whenever he goes to a game at the Philly Stadium, I get so many messages on Instagram and Twitter. People slide in my DMs and they're like, "Yo, he's here. Come get him!" like I'm a rabid dog. Like I'm going to attack him. And but he was. He should be scared. Not he should be. Like he never saw a sane side of me. So I would be scared of a guy who just yells at me every time he sees me too. So he handled it pretty well.
It's not just like, you're picking on him for no reason. This guy, he my God, there's so much proof online of different videos, like from you and other folks. He will run somebody down for a ball. He is so focused on catching these balls, catch it. But he does give it to a kid. It's like a kid would rather catch his own ball. A kid would rather have his dad catch the ball than have Zack Hample mow them down, only to then hand them the ball. It's a better memory. It's a better experience if you catch it yourselves. And it's like he's got thousands of balls. Like. Mm-hmm. He needs let somebody else catch a damn ball every now and again.
I almost 100% agree with you. I will tell you, for a little kid to get a ball from Zack Hample, not all of them, but I would say, let's say 25% of the kids he hands, they rather get a ball handed to them by Zack Hample.
Really? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. But 75% of the people think this jerk off Rob. I would say it's so hard now because I'm trying to be friendly to the guy because he was nice to my buddy. I would say he doesn't steal Julie every time he catches the ball, but most of the time when he does catch ball and hand it to somebody, it's not as joyful as catching the ball yourself. But there are some kids that, holy shit, I'd rather have a Bryce Harper ball caught by Zack Hample, hand it to you. I'm sure there's kids that are thrilled to have that.
Okay, I just didn't know. I didn't know the youth was aware of him.
Oh my God, kids love him. Kids love him. Kids love baseball vloggers.
Because he is a kid. He's a grown man acting as a kid, I think.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. I don't know what his dating life is like. I don't know if I don't know if he's laser focused on getting laid ever, but he's
No,
that, yeah.
probably
Well,
not.
maybe. I think he had a girlfriend. I
Who
think.
gets laid. You can tell. He's very he's a person you can tell is not getting laid. I'll put it that way. I
Okay.
just don't think that's. You're
Yeah.
being very evasive. Don't feel it. He'll never see this. He doesn't like.
You don't. If I take this clip of me talking about Zack Hample and I put it on my YouTube channel, which right, it's because believe it or not, if you're not familiar, this is a really really big feud in the whole little baseball community. There's Team Zack Hample and Team Philly Captain, and most of the people who are on Team Philly Captain are over the age of 15. That's adults usually agree with me.
I know what team I'm on.
Let's go.
That's for damn sure. I love this clip. This was at the Colorado Rockies Stadium. He's had various run-ins with security or different stadium employees.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he'll catch like an important ball and he'll be like, "Oh, they're watching me because they need to trade to take the ball, and then they'll give him whatever, some sort of equivalent bat or other balls or other signed merchandise." And he's constantly like, videotaping himself, which is fine. But this was a moment where he was getting reprimanded by an employee at the Rockies Stadium, and he was not too happy about really being told what to do in general.
All right, it's a home run ball. I'm gonna go for a home run ball. Come on. Don't be that strict. That's ridiculous.
This guy is trying to tell him, like, look, stay in this section. And Zach is like, I listen to no one. I'm Zack Hample. I go where I want.
Area here. You stay in that area.
Right.
Telling me I can't move 10 feet for a home run is ridiculous. Stop CS rules that you make up on the spot. It's a home run ball. People can try to catch a home run.
But his whole reasoning was like, well, that's not where his seat is. I guess he was just trying to be fair. And maybe
that was a handicap section. Oh
my God. Yeah. Okay. Say no more. That is, yeah.
So he was running into, I would say it looked like a half emptied handicap section, but I believe that's where the people in wheelchairs sit in that area. Look, if you don't have a ticket for that section and somebody tells you to leave, you get up and leave because you're in the wrong. That's how I do it. I have friends that will fight with ushers, and I'm like, look, this guy's making $15 an hour. This is his retirement job. He's just doing his shit. Just leave him the fuck alone. But again, he's laser focused. He's got that laser focus on those balls.
He would knock over someone in a wheelchair for a ball. I would not put it past him.
I get sent pictures. No, I never seen anybody. I never saw a wheelchair person knocked over. But whenever he does a fuck up in his videos, or if there's something where he takes a ball from a kid, people definitely send me those clips. So he's caught 12,000 balls. I'm sure he's knocked over a few people, right? It has to be, let's say he's knocked over 10. Boy, that's a lot of people you knocked the fuck over. I haven't knocked over 10 people in my lifetime.
Yeah, I just think he's doing too much. And it's one thing if you're going for a ball and like nobody else is around. Like it's like how many you have 12,000. You need to go for everyone with. And he also has on his channel like him at the what they call the hitting tank where you go to hit balls, the fucking It's not called a hitting tank.
Batting cage?
The batting cage, yeah. And he's like, look at me, I still got it. I played Division III in college.
Oh, did he?
I mean, it's not Division I, but
listen, the fact that I didn't even go to college. How about that? Good for him. The fact that he, I mean, probably walked. Dad probably paid for him to get on the team with the bookstore, right? Here you go. Let's get Zach on the team. He's not. There's worse things going on in the world than Zack Hample knocking over children at baseball games. I get maybe. I don't know.
So here is a video of Zach at his family's bookstore. What is this? What is the bookstore called? It's something with an A. It's on 59th Street.
Bookstore, which you can see behind me across the street. It's actually the oldest independent bookstore in New York City, and I just thought it'd be fun to give you a quick tour of the place.
And so he's looking at old. I love this clip.
Up here on the fourth floor, third and fourth floors are mostly storage and office space. $1,000. Maybe just do a little light reading on the subway home. Oh man, I don't know. This is tricky.
He's taking out this huge book. He's like, I would love to have this on the subway and just lay it across the 2 or 3 people. Like,
this is tricky. Oh, Hogarth, a English painter who died in 1764. Yeah, this thing weighs about 30 pounds.
Yeah, it's a struggle.
I do think it would be pretty.
He's struggling to hold it, a 30-pound book.
Awesome though to pull this out on the subway, and it would overlap the people, like two people on either side of me. But yeah, I don't know if this is the biggest book in the store, but it's definitely the biggest that I can ever remember seeing.
God, but there's a clip on here where it's called the Argosy bookstore. He's like, oh, if you really want to get away from it all, come up here. Just kidding. This is only for employees. I think this is it.
You will see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Is this adorable or what? You want to get away from everybody and just sit here and relax? Well, you can't, because this is employees only. But sometimes I actually come here and I'll just eat a sandwich or read a book and chill out for a bit.
I do what I want.
Yeah, I think he needs a friend like me. Where I can say,
yes, any friend.
You got to stop rubbing it in people's faces. Be grateful, not a dickhead. And I think he would be okay. But then again, he probably doesn't. If somebody says that to him, he probably wouldn't be friends with them. So
he's covered in generational wealth. He needs somebody to just shake him out a little bit. He needs to be with the people.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, he also.
I love shitting on rich people. Don't.
He has a camera person. And I don't. When I do my videos, I do all my camera. It's not the greatest camera work, but I do all the camera work myself. And I often want, like, it makes me go, like, holy shit, this guy is doing so well that he has somebody. But I guess when he's catching the ball, it must be hard to film. But yeah, I always, when I see YouTubers with camera people, I don't know how I feel like it's taking a part of me out of the art of making a video. Did I just say YouTube videos is an art form? Sort of, kind of.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's like having a crew. It's a different than, like, sometimes it's fun to see somebody's fucking double chin. You're like, yeah, you shot this yourself. You're doing this on the fly.
And also me and him were at that baseball game the other day where he met Luke. That was 4 days ago. He still hasn't put up that video from that game because it takes him a long time to edit the videos and stuff. And meanwhile, my video has been up for 3 days. I'm not bragging that I edit and post videos daily, nonstop. But he also is much more successful than me, so that's probably why he doesn't have to work as hard.
Family money. It makes things a lot easier when
it does. Yeah, money makes things easier. They say, "Oh, money doesn't cure everything." Like, bullshit. Give me some of that and let me find out.
It cures a lot of things. Let's see.
Hundreds, maybe even more than 1,000 signed books up here.
Right.
A lot of it is cataloged. A lot of it you just have to kind of poke around on the walls and see what jumps out at you. So
look at this.
Pretty
signed Macaulay Culkin photo. Wow.
I'm kind of entertained by how far down the rabbit hole of Zack Hample you've gone. Like, about the bookstore. You know more about him than I do. Like, I can't watch.
You ever come to New York? We're gonna go to the bookstore.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Please
I'm gonna
come
train
to New York
right now.
Do my Compound Media show. We'll go to the bookstore. We'll get a cheesesteak. I mean,
In
the
New
cheesesteaks
York?
in New York are
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
are not as
Why don't we
good.
get? Don't you guys have the slices of pizza? That's what you guys are known
Yeah.
for.
I'll get you some pizza.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. All right. Love you guys. God, I don't even want to leave. This candle smells so good. I don't want to leave. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Love you all. Join the Discord. Feet. Love you all. Wow. You guys are awesome. Bye, guys. Bye. Now I'm really leaving. Love you. Bye.